Before the launch of Terraria 1.4.4, the developers were kind enough to send me an early build so that I could get a head start on the brand new Secret Seed. As someone who's played a lot of mods and enjoys a challenge, I decided to tackle this in Master Mode. And I'll be real, I don't think I was ready for such a challenge. But throughout my whole adventure, I left the cameras rolling so that you lot at home could see my blind reactions to the update. No patch notes, no nothing. I knew zero. And what you're about to witness is my highly edited 20-hour adventure as we go into hard mode. So, let's begin. So, I believe the seed to be getfixedboi. Now, I'll probably have a video going into the full background of this, but it comes from an angry Terraria bug report, which is quite funny. We'll go medium, we'll go master, and for old school sakes, we're going corruption. Let's begin. Let's go in. What is red? Red, what is this? What have you done? What have you done? What is this? Oh, wait a minute. There's a town slime. Hey, slime star. Oh, you can give it a pet. So are we right at the bottom of the world then? Oh, we are. Okay. So what are these then? Are these a brand new tree then? Is that what this is? Ashwood. Interesting. So that's what the new wood was. Oh, there's new armor to go along with it. Interesting. Okay, well, I've got to make a full set of this. And when you die, you turn to confetti. I feel like the right thing to do is head up. Because obviously this is just the surface, right? There's going to be more above me. And what? It's crispy honey block. Wow. Didn't even recognize it. But the crispy honey block also transforms into lava. Great. Oh my god. You've really got to watch out in this. Hey, real quick, if you're enjoying this video and you haven't already, make sure to head down there and click the subscribe button. So I have come across a very large pool of lava. And obviously, since this is my first time playing through it, I'm not exactly sure, like, what's normal and what isn't. Like, for all I know, this could be the pool of lava that says, okay, treat the area to the left as your spawn point, and anything past this, well, it's lava, or it's death. Do you know what I mean? What was that? Oh, it was a bat. So, I think we're entering the next layer. We've got regular dirt, regular grass, regular stone. I never realized, in the span of like 15 minutes, you could make me terribly miss these things. Do you know what I mean? Like, this feels like a sense of relief, and it's only stone. I really can't tell if Red has made something amazing or kind of awful. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely got that, like, Willy Wonka's chocolate factory sinister undertone to the whole thing. You're like, oh, this is cool. It's grand. It's different. Colourful. It remixes things I love, you know? Everlasting gobstoppers and all that. And then you really start thinking about it, and you're like, did Willy Wonka, did he kill all those children? Like, so this is literally how that feels. Hey, I found a life crystal. Okay, bit of a game changer. We just need to find like 20 more. What was that? What was that? Where did that come from? Like, did that come from a pot? So, what's inside my first chest? Let's see. A cloud in a bottle. Not bad. That's pretty good, actually, because we do need more momentum. A horrible night for alchemy, created by W. Black. Interesting. So, second house. Let's have a little look. Really? Inside of a house. Inside of a house, Red. You place one of those. So, I do wonder then, did this actually have anything of use inside, or is it a sweater? It's shoe spikes. Oh my god. So, angel statues are apparently now meant to have a use, and I don't see any, but let's place it down. And does it do anything? No. Okay. I had a feeling it would give, like, an aura or something positive about it. But no, does nothing. I wonder, like, because if Red said it does something, it does something. Do you know what I mean? But we just don't know what it is. Oh my god. That's ace. There's a bloody life crystal boulder. So now that we've explored more, we can actually put the map in context. So you spawn in the middle of the world. It seemed like it was the bottom left, but I don't actually think it is. And you can see that you've got this like weird mushroom layer here, then a regular, what feels like overworld, right? So even though you're underground, it's still the overworld. So I feel like if we're going to do the Eye of Cthulhu, it's got to be here. And we're also now coming into the desert biome. So I feel like it really is like flipped Terraria, but still kind of like not flipped Terraria, because the game is recognizing you're underground, but also treating you like you're on the surface, which is, I mean, it's weird, but it does the effect. So I think I found a completely new item, TNT, and I'm wondering if we fire at it, yeah, it blows up. That's cool. I quite like that. It's like a more obvious form of dynamite, right? That you can manually trigger. And I feel like if you do it at the right time, you can have some really good synergies there, like with enemies and such. Oh my god, red. So it looks like I have found Crimson, which is very cool. So Crimson, for me, is like up and to the left. And this is good, because it's actually going to give me like a good predetermined solid area to do a boss fight, which is kind of what I need, because obviously trying to do any boss when you're just kind of confined underground like this, it's a challenge. But this seems like it's going to be like a normal, well, normal might not be the right word, but normal-ish Crimson. Artisan Loaf. Consumable. Consumed to permanently increase your crafting station range. Legendary bread that once reminded Teddy of home. I've no idea what the connection is with this. Like, why are you eating bread? Why is it having this effect? But I gotta buy it. There we go. Do I get the well-fed buff for that? No. So I do have a bit of a plan. Because I've already found where my Crimson is, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and blow up one of the blood orbs. Now, I'm doing this so that I can get a gun, so that I can get an arms dealer, so I'll be a little bit more prepared. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the jungle biome. I'm going to go and farm in the jungle biome, get myself some jungle armor, and then what we'll do is King Slime, then the Eye of Cthulhu, then the Brain of Cthulhu, and then I'll need to figure out where Skeletron is, but that's my plan. I'm going to go and do it in that order, which I think is going to work. The only thing is I don't necessarily have, like, good accessories or anything yet, because finding chests seems to be a bit of a gamble. Alright, there's my gun. Okay, cool. So, recent discovery, conveniently, right next to my base that I set up in the middle of the world, is the jungle. But it's not just any jungle. No. It's actually merged with an ice biome, which is really cool, because naturally the jungle and the ice biome are actually on separate sides, but you'll have moments where you're in the jungle and there will be an icy slime. One thing I want to say, and I don't know if it's the quality of the seed or maybe I'm just a bad YouTuber, but I keep finding there are very long periods of time where I just don't say a word, and it's because I am so sucked into this challenge, I'm just zoning out. Like, this really is Red's magnum opus. I have fallen in love with this seed. It's all I can think about. And I'm not even joking. It's so good. Like, this is the update in itself. It's this seed. And this seed, if you're a Terraria fan, if you can forge a path because you know how to play the game enough, because this seed requires a lot of game knowledge, right? It's so good. It really is so good. I'm having such fun. Okay, current goal is still getting jungle armor so that we can start doing bosses. Right, let's make some jungle armor. I think I have everything. Yeah, I do. Okay, good. All right. The old reliable. So something interesting here. We're quite high up in the world. Well, in a way, we're like middle of the way through. But we have a Tim, which I feel like in a normal Terraria world, spawn a little bit lower. Although I might be wrong about that. To be honest, I can't fully remember the spawning criteria of a Tim. All I know is incredible hat. All right, we've all got to agree. Now I look amazing. So I'm going to do things a little bit backwards here. I don't know if it's going to work because I don't know if my skill is high enough. Because if this seed is all the changes from For the Worthy, it may make some changes to the Brain of Cthulhu that I don't know about, because I've only ever done the seed in Corruption. Anyway, long story short, I want to do the Brain of Cthulhu because I feel like this might actually be my easiest fight, because I've got to build an arena for the Eye of Cthulhu and the King Slime, whereas this fight kind of comes with its own arena. Ah, okay. Goblin army is approaching from the west. So I ended up dying before even starting the Brain of Cthulhu, so I guess I have to kind of deal with this now and get this out the way. But yeah, it is good, because if we do this, then we do get the Goblin Tinkerer, and we get rocket boots, and... you know, it makes our mobility a little bit better, which is going to be nice. I mean, it's handy, right? And we get reforges, to be fair. Right, so my plan for the Brain of Cthulhu, we're going to use grenades for all of its little minions, and then swap to Jester arrows. Although, being completely honest, I don't think I'm actually ready for this. But fortune favors the brave, am I right? Or at least that's what I'm telling myself. I don't know. I think I might be able to do it. We'll see. Right, okay. So I want to try and get rid of as many of these as possible and as quickly as possible. Wow. They deal so much damage. Okay. Yep, I don't think that's... somehow, I don't think that's going to work. Oh, no. Oh, my God. What is this seed? So, since I can't do the Brain of Cthulhu, I feel like let's go back to the King Slime and the Eye of Cthulhu. But, if I'm going to do both of those fights, we're going to need some kind of arena. So, this area looks kind of open, maybe. Whoa, what the... oh my god, that took me a minute to realize what was even going on. So, you get mimics in pre-hard mode. Okay, well this is good, because if it actually drops a good item, we can actually use this to our advantage. Oh, it's a mace. Great. Great. Awesome. Nice and trolled there, not gonna lie. I don't actually know if the King Slime can spawn underground. Okay, it can. Alright. Crisis averted. So let's see what happens here. Oh yeah, it's giant. Because it's for the worthy King Slime. Great. This is not good. We need to speed up. No. Oh, it's faster than me. Yeah, this really ain't good. That's the thing. Because we're underground and we're using our own, like, man-made arenas, it's just not good for the fight. Like, here, like, in a normal world, I would have just continued going right and it would have been fine. Hey, look at that. We got a free summon for the Eye of Cthulhu. That's great, because I was actually on my way to go and craft my own. So now we have a refight. All right, awesome. Found the Goblin Tinkerer. And he's selling things for a reasonable price. This is good. I appreciate you. Come on. It's nice not to gouge me in this market. Do you know what I just realized? This is actually so moronic. I didn't even look at the time. Like, I don't even have a clock. So it could be like 5 minutes to the end of the night, and I wouldn't even know. Wow. You know what? This seed has made me dumb. Not gonna lie. Okay, so this is good, though. This arena's really helping. The Jester arrows are sick. The damage is good. It is really nice having those numbers at the bottom. I actually think it's quite convenient. It's a very nice change to boss health bar. It's something which I didn't even realize I needed until somebody was like, Red, can we add this? And Red was like, yes. Yes, we can. Yeah, this is good. So the fight's definitely faster than when you do it regularly. Okay, so it's already in its crazy phase. This is good. Wait, where'd the fight go? The fight just went, nah, I'm alright, actually. I'll be fine. Yeah, so long as you have momentum, this second half is honestly not too bad. I will admit, I am a little bit concerned by the fact that we still keep getting a bunch of eyeballs. Oh, that's what it's doing. It's going off to spawn more in. Oh, that's wild. You know what? If this is the Eye of Cthulhu, I actually fear for my life with the other bosses. Like, if they've done this while also making it underground and, like, just all this extra stuff. Oh, no! Okay, so you can't fire at it when it's spinning up new eyes. That is awful. Red, what have you done? Okay, there we go. We beat our first Master Mode boss in the Everything Seed. We have done it. So we have actually quite a big bit of corruption here, and I have a theory that if I can just do enough of the Eater of Worlds 2 times, I should have enough loot so that we can make a nightmare pickaxe or a shadow pickaxe. Can't remember the name. And then we'll use that, go back down to hell, mine some hellstone, potentially make some upgrades, and crack on. All that being said, though, I do wonder if there is any hellstone actually down here. Like, I think that's hellstone. But then also, is there houses for a hellforge? Go on. I'm going to give it a go. Right. Let's see. Oh, no. Okay. I was going to say, I don't really fancy a devourer. Okay, so the Eater of Worlds is very chunky. Very, very chunky indeed. And I think it's... Is it doing spit? Acid spit? I think it might be. Okay, yeah, that was a nightmare. Oh. Oh, okay. We've actually reached the surface. No way. All right. I kind of thought it just wouldn't have a surface. You know, you spend all those hours underground, you start to doubt things. So, I think I found the temple. Yeah. Weirdly, the temple is for some reason on the surface, which is kind of bonkers. And it leads me to believe that the dungeon is probably like underground. So I'm probably about 9 hours into the seed now, and I thought I would give a bit of an update on some of the things I've been doing over the past couple of hours, because my main focus has been exploring the map as much as possible, because I really want to know where everything is so I can plan accordingly. What I've learned is that this is the spawn area, and to the right and also to the left, you can find actual hell houses, which is very cool because eventually we will be able to grab a hell forge, and this is probably where we'll do the wall of flesh. I've gone all the way left and all the way right on the surface. The gimmick with the surface is one side is corruption, one side is crimson, and also when you're up there, it's a nightmare. Enemies are flying at you left, right, and center. It's horrible. There's living trees on each side as well. And so far, I haven't actually managed to find the dungeon. I have a theory that the dungeon is probably here or maybe here. So one thing I will say, banners make a huge difference in this seed, because here I am, I'm trying to make a big arena so that we can do the Eater of Worlds properly. And until I got the banner for the Eater of Souls, it felt like, do you know when you're building a Plantera arena and you're kind of underleveled and turtles just come out of nowhere and snipe you? It felt a little bit like that. I will say, the funny thing about playing this seed before actually checking out, like, the real update is you'll see something and go, ah, like, that's a really neat little change for the seed. Like, these houses in hell, they look really cool, right? But for all I know, these could be the new hell houses. It might not be something actually related to the seed. I mean, my gut says it's a seed thing, right? I mean, it's gotta be. But there is a possibility where it's like, it's not. Ah, so I've made it to the end of the world. Now, I was convinced for like multiple hours now that this is where the dungeon would be. And I've been to basically both ends of the world. And yeah, nothing. Right, so I finally found the dungeon. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. This took forever. I should have really thought about it more as the drunk seed. You know, this is the everything seed. It's a combination of absolutely everything. So, in the everything seed, you find the dungeon in a tree, yeah. But I was kind of thrown off by all of this. Because in the drunk seed, you wouldn't have, like, this right next to it. But I did find a lone tree, and that was the, that was kind of like the warning for it. Now, the thing is, how on earth do I even begin to beat Skeletron in this seed? Like, I actually don't stand a chance. There is no way I'm going to be able to beat Skeletron here, and I can't bring it up to the surface because it's awful up there. I don't know how this works. Right, so now that I have the majority of the map actually mapped out, my next plan is to try and take on the Eater of Worlds and actually win, because I feel like I need another boss win under my belt. It's been many an hour since I beat the Eye of Cthulhu. It's been like 6 hours, and I don't actually feel like I've done very much, but that's all right. So let's give this a go. We shall begin. And we'll see how well we get on in our fancy new arena. So we seem to be making somewhat good progress, but I haven't actually managed to split the boss like at all. And I wonder what's going to happen when we actually do. But the thing is, if we haven't split the boss, it kind of means that we're just dealing lots of damage to lots of different parts. But I don't know if that's a good thing. It probably is, to be honest, because now I can see that now that we've split it, it doesn't look like each individual part has tons and tons and tons of health, which does play in our favor. I will say, enemies spawning in during the fight, could you not? Ruin it a little bit by kind of getting bogged down with those enemies. But for an attempt, it's not bad. So, did not win that fight, but we broke it up quite a bit. And I'd be very shocked if we didn't get enough shadow scale to actually make the Nightmare Pickaxe now, which I am going to do. I wasn't actually planning on maybe going down that route, but I feel like given the fact I've been playing for hours and hours, I've got to give it a go. Right, so that should be enough Demonite, so let's smelt it up. Yeah, I think that's going to be enough. Okay. Oh, wow, yeah. More than enough. So now we can make the Nightmare Pickaxe, and we can start making some real upgrades. This genuinely feels like such a milestone. This, I think it might be the hardest challenge I've ever done in Terraria, and I'm serious. Like, I feel like in a lot of modded adventures, it's harder, sure, but a lot of mods will actually give you items that make it easier along the way. Right, so we're up to 176 obsidian, not bad. Let's see then how many bars we can make, because, yeah, I just want to make everything. So let's see. Do you know what? It's quite cheap, actually. I kind of forget that obsidian isn't actually, like, that vital in the recipe. So, we have so much available now. We're going to make a full set of Molten Armor. I feel like that is super important. And then we shall make the pickaxe as well, so that we can mine a little bit faster. We'll make the sword, because my current sword is not that great. We'll make the Molten Fury as well, because that's also better than the bow that we have. Is there anything else? The Imp Staff? We need the Imp Staff. One thing I've realized about this fight is you don't want to go too fast, because I've realized the change with this fight, every time he breaks off a component, he spawns in an Eater of Souls, which is evil. Like, look at it happen in real time. And then what happens is you've got to make sure that you're dealing with those while also not getting bounced around and getting hit. I don't think I'm going to survive down there. I don't think I can... Yep, I don't think I can fly fast enough for that one. So, since it's been a while, actually, I might give the Brain of Cthulhu a quick go. Not really expecting good results, but I want to see how we stack up now that we have better defense. And also, that being said, I'm kind of at my wit's end with the Eater of Worlds. I'm not going to lie to you. The seed has definitely broken me a little bit. I mean, it's nothing awful yet. Like, I'm not giving up, but I definitely, like, need a bit of a break from the pain that is the Eater of Worlds. So, initially, I will say, with all the extra mobility that we have, since we now have rocket boots and all that, this isn't actually too bad. I mean, it's all right. I am curious to see, though, what the change is going to be in the Everything seed. Because as we've learned so far, the Eater of Worlds spawns Eaters of Souls, and the Eye of Cthulhu summons in more eyes. So I don't know which one this is going to have. Maybe it's not going to show on the mini-map. Whoa, okay, right. It flips gravity. And it doesn't also show on the mini-map. Oh, I actually called it straight away. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm fighting here. I'm just going to try and wing it. I legitimately don't have a clue. What was that? What was that? So, the current plan is to begin work on Skeletron's arena. My plan is that we are going to fight it on the surface, because I think it might actually be physically impossible without using, like, a ton of explosive bunnies to fight it underground. So, this is what I think people do on the Drunk Seed. I've actually never completed the Drunk Seed before, but I think what we'll do is we'll make a tunnel down this tree. We'll use a grav potion, flip back up, come and fight it here. So what I'm trying to do is make sure this arena has all the right enemy banners so that we deal extra damage, and it has all the regen stations that we need. And then, even still, I'm hoping that enemy spawn rates are just going to calm down during the boss fight so that we might stand a chance, because right now, this is seeming pretty rough. All right, let's do this. Very, very nervous. Okay, so let's swap over to Jester Arrows, and we shall begin. First step is going to be getting out of this, which we have managed to do. Okay, I now know... Interesting. That was a lot of damage. I now know that I can shoot out of there a lot faster and it's not going to despawn. All right, so round 2. This time we are heading straight up the pathway. And I'm hoping it doesn't despawn. Okay, this is good. Well, it's a start. We still have a lot of things to deal with. Especially the fact that Skeletron is absolutely massive. Okay. So what have we learnt there? It rebounces arrows when it spins. Now, I can't remember if that was a further-worthy thing or not. So, interesting discovery here. There are actually floating islands, but they are locked. Now, here's the thing. We have a golden key in the dungeon that we can access. And we also, in a way, we also have enemies, right? We can kill a couple enemies at the top of the dungeon. I feel like I would very much benefit from a red balloon. Right, so I've got a couple of keys and I found another chest. Now, here's the thing. If we can get maybe wings or a balloon, it could be a game changer, because I need just loads of mobility for Skeletron. Because of the fact that, like, when we bring it up to the surface, there's a ton of enemies. If we can move a little bit better, we'll get rid of them. Okay, let's see. What is that? Blessing from the heavens? What is that? Oh, that's quite cool. Little painting, very fancy. More grav potions, which are going to be very handy. So, shiny red balloon. All right, I'm feeling pretty good. I've got to be so careful because I need to use the Shield of Cthulhu to get around. But if I bounce into something, it basically knocks back... It's hard to explain, right? It's a knockback loop is what it is. And it's... this fight. Oh... Right, so I've managed to... Oh no, come on now. I've managed to... This is awful. Come on. I've managed to take out the hands, but now he's summoning skeletons. What? I've also run out of Jester Arrows, which isn't ideal. This is awful. Red, what have you done? What have you made here? By the end of this, I'm going to be bold. What is this? Oh, the skeletons don't even fall down platforms. Yeah, when you're fighting the skull, it's on its own and it's spinning away. I will say, no, come on. I was going to say it's quite nice that it doesn't bounce back. Right, so we are getting... Oh, we did it. We did it. Wow. I don't think my adrenaline has ever been so high in Terraria. Wow. I can't believe we did it. I actually can't believe it. That took, like, all in all, from the beginning of the adventure, we're like 17 hours in at this point. That is the hardest Skeletron I've ever done. I am so proud of myself. I really feel like today I became a Terraria veteran. I'm actually shaking. I'm not even kidding. I don't think I've ever been so happy to beat a boss in my entire life. That is the peak of my Terraria career right there. Hitting 1 million subscribers, nothing. Nothing compared to that. Red, I hope you're proud of me. This opens so many doors because now we have the dungeon. We can get the Cobalt Shield, right, which I really, really need for the Eater of Worlds. We can crank out the Eater of Worlds. We can finish the Brain of Cthulhu. And then it's the Wall of Flesh. Okay, so we got the Cobalt Shield straight away. Fantastic. So that is just like something we just desperately needed. So have a little look at this. Like, what is that? Because it's not a mimic. Oh. Okay. That's a little bit weird. So is this how you get town slimes? Like, really? Because that's kind of cool. So, Yeah, I don't really know what happened there. That's interesting. To be honest, I'm not going to lie. I thought it was going to be a trick. Like, knowing red, I thought I was going to, like, stick the golden key in, and my legs are broken. Hey, look at that. Oh, that's amazing. So, the r/Terraria painting is actually sold by the clothier. Let's place it down. Let's see it in action. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at it. Nice. Oh, it looks so good. All right, there we go. I got a water bolt. It may be shoddy, but I'll take it. Not gonna lie, completely forgot that we never actually beat King Slime. So let's give King Slime a go. And I mean, it's not gonna be too much of an issue, because last time we fought King Slime, we did not have much. And now I feel very, very powerful. King Slime, I'm sorry, but you are nothing in comparison to Skeletron. So I'm not exactly sure what King Slime's, like, everything seed change is, because every boss has had a change so far. He is giant, but that's a for the worthy thing, not an everything seed thing. So one of the things I also forgot about, and honestly, probably because I couldn't beat them anyway, is Queen Bee. And I feel like in the pursuit of science, we need to take on Queen Bee in this seed, just to see what kind of changes have been made. So I've gone back to jungle armor, and I'm hoping that with a water bolt we should be all right. I've got good enough mana, and I've also got some potions as well, so I know that there is a summoner down there. Yeah, that works. Oh, amazing. Okay, right, let's give this a go. I can hear some slightly new sound effects, but I'm not too sure if that's actually a thing, because I tell you what, I'm playing with, like, barely any headphones on. So in terms of, like, maximizing damage, I'll be real with you. This setup's not too good. But here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that all the practice I did in Fargo's Eternity mode is going to naturally translate to this. Because, I don't know, would Red have made something as awful as Fargo's Eternity mode? So I wonder then, what is the change with this fight? Because I am not noticing any so far. Maybe it's going to happen now. Yeah, maybe this is it. Maybe it's just like an awful end phase. Right, take all the health. Oh, no. Okay, right. Keep focused. Oh, right. So I'm now going to do the Eater of Worlds with a water bolt and see how it goes. The big difference here is the Cobalt Shield. That makes, it makes the world of difference in this fight. Because now we won't get stuck in a cycle where we're basically just getting, like, knocked into one thing and then knocked into another thing. So it's going to be a lot better. That being said, though, we do have to be careful, because as we've learnt with this fight, as you break it up, enemies spawn in. So if you don't kill the enemies, it gets overwhelming pretty quickly. But you know what? This ain't too bad. It's so funny, because when I played for the Worthy, I actually found that the progression route I took in that, well, I've said this a little bit backwards. I've done the same progression as the time when I played for the Worthy. I did Skeletron before the Eater of Worlds. I legitimately think that is actually the way to do it. So if you're going to play this seed and you find yourself struggling with this fight, some of you won't because you're better than me, trust me. But if you do find yourself struggling, maybe take that route and just see how it goes for you. So now that we're fully loaded up, it's time to begin the Great Wall of Flesh preparations. Now, I'm going to try and rock this how I normally would the Wall of Flesh, as in water walking potions, obsidian skin potions, and we clear out some of these houses and make a pathway. All right, here it is, the very end of the world. Oh, okay, never mind. I took Gills. That's interesting. Gills works in reverse now if you take it and you're not underwater. I don't know if that's a seed thing or not. Wait. I just took a lot of damage then. I really need to kind of go into this with full health. Right, so let's do it. Let's throw it in. Okay, let's see what we have. Is it going to be a normal wall of flesh or is it going to be awful? Wow, those fire imps deal so much damage. Oh, okay. So that's the difference. I think it spawns in a bunch of fire imps. Oh, Red, that's pretty evil. That's evil. Wow, yeah. Oh, God. They spawn a lot. And not only that, the fire imps are also deadly fast. You troll, Red. But I like it. I like it at the same time. So, yeah, it does make the wall of flesh harder by quite a bit. I might have been wrong. We might need to actually build out the rest of the world. Wow, yeah, you can see them spawning in. I also don't feel like I'm dealing a lot of damage. So I'm going to do something a little bit different this time, and I'm actually going to spawn the wall of flesh on the right in this open area that we have. And my theory is that we can maybe do a lot of damage during the first half of the fight before we start getting kind of cornered in and the fire imps are everywhere and all that. Do you know what I mean? We do have a couple of other mage weapons that we could try, to be honest. Okay, we died then, but we did better, kinda. So actually, I tell you what, if we could actually aim a bit better, take a little look at this. The Unholy Trident, which you get in shadow chests, is... I mean, it's powerful. So for this next fight, I'm going to be using the water bolt in areas where it's kind of confined. Like this area would probably not be where I'd use it, but I'd use it here. And then I'll swap to the Unholy Trident whenever I have like an open area, because the damage this does is incredible. I don't know if it's a seed thing or like a permanent 1.4.4 thing, but it's really nice that you can get this in pre-hard mode. It's not the same, like, damage as it does, you know, like... Oh, yeah. Forgot they even added that. The bat. Yeah, it's not the same damage as it is in hard mode if you got it from Red Devils, but it's still really good because of the fact that... Wait a minute. Sorry, I need to stay focused. Because of the fact that it flies infinitely. Look, my brain is mush today. It's so mush. I've played too much Terraria. So it's a brand new day. Hopefully I'm a lot more focused. Still haven't managed to beat the wall of flesh. And as you can tell, as we move across the world, there are quite a lot of gravestones. But I have kind of managed to figure out how to get it close to death. It does have a bit of a twist ending that caught me by surprise yesterday. And hopefully I can show you that in a minute. Right, so I've passed the halfway mark in the world. So now this is where the fight gets even more tricky. Even though it's already tricky getting up to this point. Because now I've got to do the same thing, but I've got to work through all the houses. Keep in mind that with my current setup, every time I get hit by a fireball, it deals like 150 damage, something like that. So basically, 2 or 3 fireball hits, and the fight is pretty much over. Because you've also got to deal with the lasers. The lasers on their own, not too bad. But with the fireballs, oh, it's a nightmare. So the fight is getting pretty close to being done. So the twist is, it gets very, 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 very quick towards the end. So we need to land pretty much every single shot to survive, which is brutal. Also, 35 seconds left on a heal. We ain't getting a heal before this fight is over. It's going to be over in no time. Okay, it's getting really, really close now. Let's see if we can keep going. I don't think we will. Fire imps, don't get in the way. Come on now. That's almost cheating. Right. Let's see if I can aim at the eye. Aim at the eye. Come on. 100 health. Right. So as the fight gets closer this time, we are swapping to the Trident. Hopefully. This all comes down to aim now at the very end, which is like not really my strong point, like being completely honest. So it's got 2,000 health left. That's... Yeah, I don't know. It's going to get very fast, very quick. So once it gets below 1,000, I guess we swap over to the Trident. Oh, I might have done that too late. Okay, more water bolts. There's loads and loads of water bolts. Let's make it so that it's going to take as much damage as possible before it even reaches us. Okay, Trident. There we go. We did it. We did it. Wow. Wow. What a seed. What a seed. I mean, we're only at the halfway mark, but I feel like I've achieved greatness. We even got a solar light for it. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see what's in the treasure bag. A demon heart. I'll take it. And a summoner's emblem. And a laser rifle. You know what? It was all worth it. So if you've made it to the end of this video, which I imagine is going to be incredibly long, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And that's it for today. See you in the next one. Peace.